Hello, lovers, and welcome back to Bevelations. I'm your host, Bevy Smith, and I'm here with a woman that's the epitome of keeping your head to the sky. I'm talking about none other than singer, songwriter, producer, mom, just all around extravaganza and a motherfucking survivor. I'm talking about Miss T-Boz Watkins. Welcome to Bevelations, my love.
I love it.
Welcome to Bevelations.
Thank you.
Come on now. You done had a journey to get here, my love.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, you have. And that's the reason why you wrote this amazing book called A Sick Life. TLC and Me, Stories from On and Off the Stage. Really great.
Thank you.
Really inspiring. I love that you really have put your sickle cell anemia in the forefront of this story, of this journey.
Yeah.
Why was it important for you to really kind of like make that a big focal point of the book?
Too many sickle cell patients are dying, and it's just a lack of knowledge about this disease and not enough attention. You know, it needs to be more awareness about this disease, and I actually have it, but I fight to like, I have a benefit concert that I've started called T-Boz Unplugged that I do, you know, and artists come support, and we give 100 of the proceeds to children with sickle cell. Wow. But like, it's really, really hard to get my own people to even support it. Like, other nationalities help me more than my own people sometimes.
Really?
And it's just been really hard. So I was like, you know what, I've been through so much, and God spared me, and I feel like I owe it to tell my story and my testimony in hopes of it being therapeutic for me and also in helping others. But since there's such a lack of knowledge, I'm like, this whole story is about a little girl who has a dream, like a lot of little girls or boys out there. Yeah. And this disease tried to stop me every step of the way. I was told I couldn't have none of it. Yeah. I would die by the time I was 30 and that I would never have kids and be disabled my whole life. And I'm like, that cannot be my story.
That is not your story.
It absolutely is not.
I love the way that, you know, even in the book, you talk about how when you got this diagnosis at the age of 7, you didn't really understand it when they told your mother she'll probably die by 30. She won't be able to have children, all of this kind of stuff. But you were resilient. Even as a child, you were stubborn. You talk about the fact that, you know, you knew your little tiny mind. In your mind, you knew what you wanted and you knew who you were. Now, where do you think that really comes from? Because I love the story. I know you were raised by a single mom, but your dad was a big part of your life, even when he wasn't there. He was just a very, very present part of your life, in your mind or in your spirit. Yes.
Right.
But where you think you got that resilience from? Is that from your mom and your dad, or your mom seeing your mom kind of make a way out of no way?
It was my mom. Yeah. My dad, I don't remember a lot of times with him when I was younger, some that were good and significant, but it was my mom. I have to credit her because it was the things that she instilled in me, you know, the morals, the integrity, the character, you know, and things that she just always told me, like, Tian, if you put your mind to it, you could do anything you want. She never treated me like I was sickly, even though I was.
Yeah. In and out of hospitals since you were a child.
Yeah.
And in racking pain. You tell a story about how, like, you would be in such intense pain, you would just be on all fours because you didn't want your mom to carry you to the bathroom.
Too prideful.
Yeah, too prideful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, it's so shocking to me to hear you say that you don't get a lot of help from the Black community, because this is a disease that affects us far more than any other nationality.
Absolutely.
What's the fuck is that about? There's so many people that are suffering with it.
That's what I would like to know. Honestly, like, even with the donations and stuff, it's other nationalities that help me more. And that's sad to say. And I'm not saying it to make anybody mad or to be disrespectful, but it's the truth. Yeah. And I want to know why it's like that. Yeah. Because if it affects us mostly, why aren't we sticking together? Right. You know, I think I made a comment about Black Lives Matter because I've always supported it, but I was saying it shouldn't just be about one subject. It should be overall. Right. If we're going to stick together, let's really stick together on everything.
On everything.
You know?
And then people took that the wrong way, and they felt that you were a sellout. Did that hurt your feelings when people started coming down on you and feeling like that you were not a supporter of the community, even though you've always been a very vocal part of the community?
Well, they said that because of something else somebody else said in my group. Yes. And we're one group, not one mind. Right. But if you go to my page, you can see far before that I've always supported Black Lives Matter. So just because I can respectfully agree to disagree with someone or just, you know, if that's what you feel, that's what you feel. But I don't think you should say I said something just because somebody I know said it.
Right.
It has nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was ignorant that people would be like, oh, they said, they didn't say anything.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But the proof is in the pudding. Go check out my page. I ain't got to say nothing.
Right.
And I really ignore it because people started coming on my page saying stuff like, I hope you die from sickle cell. And next time you talk about lupus, I'm like, I don't have lupus, stupid.
Right.
I got sickle cell, dummy.
Right.
And then all diseases matters, what I'm going to tell her. I'm like, you're just ignorant. If you can't even like Joan right, if you're going to talk about me, at least get it right. Like,
exactly.
dummy.
Yeah,
like, just dumb as hell.
Do you find that social media, I know that social media has been a friend to you because you guys were actually able to raise over $400,000 to assist you in recording the latest TLC album. So social media has been good to you in one way, but in another way, you guys came up in a time where there was no social media, and so you didn't really have to hear from the fans in such a vocal way. So do you feel like it's the gift and the curse? Do you feel like the good outweighs the bad, or vice versa when it comes to social media and you as a celebrity?
I think it does more harm than good, but I mean, it can work for you. But I think it's giving all the ignorant people a platform to speak. And it just really baffles me that it's this many ignorant people in the world. It's like, I was like, damn, is that many? I mean, I've heard the thing that says, common sense isn't common, but God, like, for real?
Yeah.
People dumb as hell out here, like, for real.
They are dumb as hell.
You see people who have common sense, but it's not as many as the ignorant people. And it's just like, wow. And all these computer thug and punks, like, I don't respect none of that. Like, so the one thing that does bother me though is that, how people buy followers and stuff like that, and some of the companies hire people, but they measure them by the numbers.
Right.
You're not going to measure me by a number. Ask me, did I sell at that concert I just did last week?
Exactly.
Go by what I really do in real life and how many albums I sold, like real work that I put in and my accolades. Like, we ain't going by no social media numbers, and I'm not cheating to get there to impress nobody neither.
No, why would you ever?
But a lot of people do it.
A lot of people do it, but you guys have far too many stats that are too insane. Like, I mean, when you look at the amount of albums that you guys have sold, how many globally?
Over 85 million.
Okay, yeah. So what are we talking about? I mean, hello. Who cares if people have like 10 million followers, but they ain't done nothing except being on the computer butt naked?
You know what I think it is? Exactly. I feel that way, but I think it's because I could have more accolades, but say they're a reality star and they are like an Instagram model or something. And just because they're more popular, they may get more attention at that time.
Right.
Like if you're not out with an album or whatever, that's what kids are gravitating towards. Right. And then that kind of makes you look back like, dang, this is what we're doing because if Instagram shut down tomorrow, it's a lot of people out of work. Like, what you gonna do? Right. Because I always say, if you're gonna be a hoe, you might as well be a good hoe. Like, make something out of it. Get something out of it. At least if you hoeing, hoe good.
Right. Hoe good. Yeah. Exactly. Hoe for the good.
Be a good hoe.
Like, be a good hoe. It's true. Yeah. Sharon Osbourne actually just talked about Kim Kardashian. Okay. And she said that, she felt that Kim Kardashian was saying that she's a feminist because she's naked all the time and she shows her body. And Sharon said about Kim, well, she's a hoe. And there's nothing wrong with being a hoe, but own that you're a hoe and keep it real with yourself and with everybody else and acknowledge that you're a hoe. So is that kind of similar to what you say? Like, if you're going to be a hoe, be the best hoe that you can be?
Yeah, you should
and stand in your truth.
Like, I mean,
but that's the reason why Cardi B is winning, because she comes straight. No,
but she's
about being a stripper.
About all her stuff,
all of it.
That's why I've always liked her, though.
Yeah, me too.
Like, even before she came out with Bodak Yellow and all that other stuff, and people was like riding her now. But I liked her way back. When
on
she
YouTube,
was just,
but she was just keeping it 100
when she was
on
just
the
on Instagram and having her rants and stuff. I was like, this girl is truly funny. Yeah. But she lives her truth, and I respect that.
Yeah. Me too.
Well, hey, you talk about yourself. Nobody else can.
Hello, beat him to the punch.
Yeah.
Beat him to the punch. So over the years, you guys have had lots of great press, but also some negative press. At what point in your career was the most hurtful thing? Was it when, God bless the dead, when Left Eye burned down the house? Was that, because I know that was a difficult time, but you guys also, kind of flipped it, because I was at Vibe at the time when you guys did the cover, where you guys dressed as firemen, which I thought was so genius. It was a way of you guys getting out ahead of the story, right? And just kind of like being like, if we talk about it, nobody else can't you know, put this spin on it.
It's not going to be as big of a deal, but that blew up headlines.
Yeah.
Boy, did it ever.
I know, right?
We were like all arsonists just because Lisa burnt the house down. They was like, all three of them burnt the house,
right.
you know.
Well, that's the thing about being a part of a group, right?
Mm-hmm.
So was that the toughest part of being in a group, or was it, what was the toughest part? When the bankruptcy came out, what was the part that really burned?
The toughest part was living Lisa's death with the world, like that whole like people were coming up to me the very next day and say, hey, I remember I went to Kroger to get something, and the person was smiling and saying, well, sorry for your loss, but can I have your picture? And I rapped too. I was like, y'all gonna replace her? Like, huh? Like,
right.
Wait, I don't know how to take you right now. Like, I don't know whether to punch you in the face or start crying. I don't know what to do. So I just became a hermit and got depressed. And Chili was having a hard time too. Like, because we'd go to McDonald's, the movies, wherever. You heard about that girl left eye, her death numbers. Like, I don't even know how to grieve. Right. And I'm a human being. I lost a sister and someone I love dearly. Yeah. So you're treating me like I have no feelings right now. And some of the comments were just so asinine and disrespectful and insensitive.
Yeah. And I think because a lot of the public was so close to her as well, maybe they didn't even know how to grieve properly.
They didn't. And, you know, the funeral was open to the public, and that was kind of crazy. That was her family's wish, and I respect that. Right. You know, but I couldn't imagine being a mother losing a child. Yeah. And the news of it, so every year on my birthday, it came out, she passed away the day before my birthday, but the news hit on my birthday. Wow. So every birthday, even though it's almost 15 years later, I get, sorry about Lisa, happy birthday. Or, you know, or they get it confused. I'm like, can y'all just, at this point, tell me happy birthday? I can never forget what happened. Right, the day before your birthday. I don't want to live in sorrow. I want to celebrate her life now, or, you know, make it a good thing, you know, live off of the history we built together and the great things we did together, not the bad stuff. I'm tired of that. I don't want to be there anymore. And I hate when people, well, what are you going to do today? They'll ask me what I'm going to do on the anniversary of her death. What do you do? Right. Like, are you serious right now? Would I have a party? Like, that's dumb. That's a dumb question.
It is a dumb question. But again, I think people don't really know how to handle it. So I know you said that you guys really grieved and were in turmoil. You became a bit of a hermit, everything. I also think, you know, because, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys were not on the best, you know, friendship level when she passed away, right? You guys weren't as close as you once had been.
This is the thing with sisters. You know, you have your fights, but you make up. Like, there's no love lost. Yeah. It was just one of those times that she was mad at me about something. I can't speak for Chili, but she was mad at me. But she came to apologize. She was sending me plants every day. I'm sending reinforcements. So I was like, okay. So the fourth day, she came, but I knew when the first plant came, she wasn't sick. I mean, she wasn't mad at me anymore. And I was still sick, so she came to see me. She told me she was going to Honduras, but because we're like that, I knew that meant we cool again. But it wasn't like so big of like it was a separation. It was just a sister fight. You have those with your mom, your brother, and then but you love the person just the same. So that's where I get offended too, like with certain people. Just because you argue with someone doesn't mean you love them any less. That's crazy.
There's never going to be any love lost between you.
Like that. Then she ended up being my cousin because my uncle, like my mom's brother, my uncle was married to her mom. To this day, yes. What? So every argument became a family argument. What you say to Lisa? I'm like, she snitched me out. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, no, I love that girl in a special way. Like, you know, and please believe I do, because I even tell in the book, Lisa got away with stuff that I would punch somebody else in the face for. So trust me when I say I love Lisa.
But she was a very special spirit, and you can just tell that from just everything that she ever said and everything that she ever did, the way she performed. She was a very special spirit. So I get that. And you also are a mom, so now you get to pour that loving, nurturing spirit into your children. You had one child. Yes. And then you also adopted a child. Yes,
from birth. Yes, I did. My son, Chance. And he's everything. My daughter named him because they didn't like the name I came up with. So But so it's Chase and Chance, and he's just brought so much joy to everybody. Like, he has one of those spirits where even when he's sick, he's happy, like, hi. Everybody on the tour loves my son. Like, everybody's always playing with them. And even like my aunt, before she passed, while I was writing this book, and my other aunt, 2 of them had cancer. Like, the cancer ward, the women would just say, send me videos of Chance. He's that kind of spirit that he just brightens people's day, because it's a pure love in him. He's a special kid.
Yeah. Well, you're a special woman.
Thank
and that's
you for
the reason why
that.
you're able to raise special children.
Thank you.
And I'm so glad that you wrote this book, A Sick Life, TLC and Me, Stories from On and Off the Stage. I want to urge everyone to pick this up because it goes beyond the curtain of celebrity, and it lets you know about the heart and the soul and the spirit of Miss Tion. So thank you for being on Bevelations, my love.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, and all the best to you.
Thank you.
All right.